2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 7 says, "For God gave us not a spirit of fear, but one of power and love and self-control." This means that God wants us to go out and share His word unashamed and unafraid of what the consequences might be. Like, He wants us to be bold in that faith, and for us to know that no matter what happens, we're sharing His word. Why are some reasons that we live with a spirit of fear? For me personally, one of them is because I'm scared of what other people will think. I'm scared that they'll think of me differently and that they won't accept me as a person if I live with the Spirit of God in me. Like, I try to go out and share the word. Another reason is that I'm afraid that I won't do it right or good enough. But if we're doing it for the right purposes, God's Spirit is going to speak through us, and we won't have to worry about what we say.
Hey everybody, today's daily devotion comes from Colossians 3:12, and it says, "Therefore as God's chosen ones, holy and dearly loved, put on compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience." Now these are 5 of the fruits of the Spirit, but God says to use these in our everyday lives. So what might it look like for us to live out this verse in our season of social distancing? For everybody, this is going to look slightly different. But for me, I can share on social media how great God is and how truly much He loves us and how we need to rest in His hands and that He's got this. We need to show positivity and compassion towards others. How might your life look differently if you fully applied this verse to it? If we fully apply this verse, ultimately we're going to look more like Jesus as we grow in His Word. So we need to understand that looking more like Jesus does not come without hardships or persecution. Jesus was perfect and persecuted. We need to understand that it's going to be tough, but it's what God calls us to do as Christians. We need to learn, we need to share His compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience with those around us. So I encourage you as you go throughout your day to truly try to show His compassion and love to others. Have a great day.
Hey everyone, today's daily devotional comes from Colossians 3:13, and it says, "Bearing with one another, and if one has the complaint against another, forgiving each other as the Lord has forgiven you, so you also must forgive." Everyone knows that forgiveness is hard to come by, but through God's compassion, His love, and His kindness, and His patience, He forgives us. And in my life, it was a hard time for me to forgive somebody in a relationship that I had because I was mentally abused every single day. And God told me to forgive this person. And I thought, why? Why do I need to forgive this person? And God smacked me upside the head and He said, "Sarah Beth, I forgive you every single day for the sins that you've made day and night. So why is it so hard for you to forgive somebody?" And that took a lot for me to dwell on. And I think that's crazy how Blake gave me this one. But I just think that I need to put my selfish ways behind me and be godly and always put God's way before mine. And that's always super important.
Hey guys, today's verse is from Colossians 3:14. "Above all, put on love, which is the perfect bond of unity." I think putting on love today means being encouraging to someone or letting them know you're thinking about them, especially during these times of social distancing. I know we can't be together, but we should think of ways we could be creative at putting on love. One way people are putting on love is people are doing chalk art downtown. They're writing encouraging messages for businesses who may be struggling during this time. Another way of putting on love is reaching out to a family member or a grandparent who may be feeling lonely because they can't leave their house. You could always give them a FaceTime call or a message to let them know you're thinking about them and that you miss them. Another way is to reach out to a friend you haven't talked to in a while, or walking up to a fence and talking to a neighbor you haven't seen. These are all great ways of putting on love.
Hey guys! Today's daily devotional comes from Colossians 3:15. "And let the peace of Christ, to which you were also called in one body, rule our hearts, and be thankful." Why do you think it's important to let the peace of Christ rule our hearts, especially during this pandemic? To me, this goes back to faith over fear. During this time especially, we need to learn how to trust in God and turn to Him and rely on His plan, which will give us peace instead of fear of the unknown. Recently, I have been diving into the word more, which is stopping fear from creeping in. How can you show thankfulness to someone today? Personally, I am thankful for all of our teachers' hard work and distance learning. So I am sending them a personal email saying thank you. I encourage you to do the same or show thankfulness in some other way. Have a great weekend.